In this video, I'll be showing you my favorite tank build and what I use personally for both PvP and PvE. So we'll be getting started with your equipped load. I think by now, most of you will know as tanks, we will be using heavy. Having that increased block stability and the increase in control debuff duration is going to be crucial. And of course, getting as much physical and elemental protection as we can. A lot of the information and guidance moving forward may vary depending on your server and the meta that people are playing. The way I play tank is I build pretty much for the wars, 50 versus 50 or large scale combat, and then I adjust things slightly depending on the particular scenario that I'm in. In wars, as people may know, I'm a bit of a shot caller. I get myself the 300 constitution, of course for the health, but also for the 20% stun and the root duration. I often find myself fighting in the middle of multiple players, so having this buff can really help my team. The rest of my attributes I dump into strength. We'll come onto the gear I'm currently running shortly, but as you can see, most of my constitution stats come from my armor. With our masteries, we are looking for anything that will support our allies who we are fighting with and allow us to sustain as much damage as possible when not dodging them incoming attacks. I've taken Whirling Blade for 5% rend on enemy players, along with the mobility and counterattack. On the defender tree, we will be taking Shield Rush and Defiant Stance for our active abilities. Shield Rush can weaken and slow all enemies within a 5 meter radius on successful hit, and with Defiant Stance, we are looking to reduce all incoming damage to our allies. For our passives, we take Sturdy Shield, Elemental Resistance, one with the shield, Sturdy Grip, Defensive Training, Recuperation, High Grip, and Defensive Formation. As you will see with the majority of these passives, it's all about damage reduction and supporting your allies. For the hammer, I am taking Armor Breaker, which you want to try and use on someone who's about to get hit by a DPS ally of yours. This will help weaken them and help your guys do a lot more damage. And for the passives, I am taking Epitome of Bonk, Exhaustive Attacks, Quick Recovery, Hammer Time, Power Through Pain, and Hardened Steel. You can see some of these complement each other nicely. And for the Crowd Crusher tree, we'll be taking Shockwave. This is really powerful if you can hit a group of enemies. Outnumbered, Facilitated Expedition, Resurgence, and Prevailing Spirit. And our last active skill, Path of Destiny. And finally, our armor perks. As you start to improve your gear, what you're looking out for is the perks that will complement the build the best you can. As you can see, I am running Empowering Armor Breaker, Sundering Shockwave, Leeching Path of Destiny, and Fortifying Shield Rush. What all of these do is enhance the skills and the abilities that you've already picked in your mastery tree. I'll be continuing to build on the perks myself as I get more gear. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, this build is mainly built for large group PvP. I also use it for PvE too. I have a separate sword and hammer that I will run a Carnelian gem on, which seems to do the trick quite well for me. There are various builds that you can shoot off with this too. For example, you can run a life staff instead of the hammer, moving all of your attribute points into focus, or you could ditch the sword and shield for a great axe and play a bit more on the offensive while still remaining quite tanky. And that's it. I've linked my build in the comments below so you can see it and try a few different variations that may suit your playstyle. And if you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments below, and we will see you on the next video.